always forget where that is. Here is a jumper cable port that I put on here. This will not go with the van. The battery is from Les Schwab. It was only a few years old. The van's in warm-up mode right now. I'm going to knock the idle down here in just a second. These older vehicles, you have to hit the gas pedal to keep it out of fast. Sounds like it's warmed up all the way. Got a good idle. Purrs very nicely. Stock exhaust on the left side. Issues with the paint. There's some peeling. The famous Dodge peel. I think GM vehicles of this era peeled also. Just is what it is. It's an older vehicle. You could do well with a new paint job. The back half here has been repainted. Reason being is the back doors were replaced by the previous owner. They backed into something is what I've heard, and so they had the doors replaced and had it repainted. They're factory Mopar doors. And the that is there's a sticker right here from Mopar for the door assembly. These doors here, I pulled the slide pins out so you can open them all the way. The pin that goes from here to here. I have it. Goes right back in. This little screw lifts up. You can put it right back in. We got a nice opening here for storage. This is the driver's side back door. The passenger side back door. It's got the pull lock here, escape handle here, the back windows vent. I added these louvers on about 2 months ago. I got these online from Summit Racing, very nice. And they pop off for cleaning. They're on with a really heavy duty Velcro. They're not going to fly off on you. I've been up and down the highway with them, no problem. These drawers here are custom made. They slide in and out. They're about 5 feet long. They hold a lot of gear. Obviously everything in here does not come with it. I just left it in here for show. This one here is slightly wider. These were hand built, stained, cleared, done the right way. They have rails on the bottom of them that allow them to slide easily. And they just sit on top of the carpet here. They have handles like this on both sides, so you can reach under the bed and pull in the other direction if you want. We didn't go the full length because we wanted to allow to put baskets or crates or what have you on the other end. This cabinet here, I custom made. It's built out of a combination of plywood and just a basic pine. Goes around the hump. You have storage on each side. It's got a pull here. These are stained and cleared using poly shades. It's a polyurethane with the stain built in. All the edges are routed nicely. It's a great cabinet. It's sturdy. I wanted something nice and sturdy where if you rolled off the bed onto it, you wouldn't crush it. I'm a heavy guy, and I favor this side of the bed when I sleep, and there have been times when I have rolled off the edge. The bed's a queen size bed. It's a nice platform frame by a company called Zinus. They sell them on Amazon. Steel platform here. It has wood slats. You could probably convert this to be able to lift up with a piece of plywood to be able to access everything if you needed to. I've never had the need to. All the slats are on with Velcro. If you need, you can pop them right off to get into what you need. The mattress is not included. This is a queen size mattress. It's by a company called Lucid. It's a 14-inch gel memory foam we got off of Amazon for $200. Worth every single penny. It's light, it's so comfortable. That's why it's not coming with a van. We're gonna put it in our next RV. Other than that, the tires are all new for America's Tire, less than 2 months ago. Cooper Cobras. The spare wheel is 7.5 inches wide. All the other wheels are 8 inches wide. It's just how these wheels came about. These wheels secondhand. Taillight lenses, let me back up here. Taillight lenses are new. I purchased these new. The old ones were pretty foggy. The taillights do not leak. The roof does not leak. I've had many questions about the roof. We've been through 3 rainstorms on the Oregon coast and the North California coast, and it's never had a leak. I'm opening the 2 side doors for you. These still have the prop rods connected. There's another storage here in this door. You could probably cut this and there'd be an opening for storage here, but we never did that. Here's the bed again. I fabricated new legs for the front. The legs that came with this bed, I was missing the front two. Rather than send them back, I'm a welder fabricator, so I made sturdier legs. I decided this is a better option because we like to sit at the foot of the bed and watch TV. The TV is mounted to the wall here for travel. When we arrive at our destination, it swings out on the arm and sits right behind the driver's seat. It's a Dynex with a built-in DVD player. I have the remote for it too. I have an external cable that I can plug into the stereo. There's a jack on the front of the stereo for auxiliary. It allows you to listen to the TV in stereo. It's great when you're laying on the bed. You've got the remote control of the stereo. You can turn up and down the volume. You can also change your settings to where you have the speakers right above your head only. So at night when you're watching a movie and you don't want the whole campground to hear your movie, you can just put it to your speakers right by you. The stereo is a dual brand stereo. I purchased it at O'Reilly. It's got really good reviews. It's Bluetooth. It has a USB port. It has an auxiliary port. It plays CDs, MP3 CDs, CDRs, CDRWs. I also bought 4 dual 4-way speakers. These are them here. They're 6.5 rounds. They have nice polycones, good heavy magnets. There's not a lot of space in this for a really deep speaker, and these fit perfectly. They have a spacer ring that brings them out to give a little bit more space for the speaker. The original stereo had this EQ. It is not hooked up. It's there, but it doesn't do anything. I didn't want to take it out and have a hole, so I left it. The CB radio is there. I guess it works. I don't use it. I know it turns on. The switches here control, the first switch controls the 12-volt accessory plug that the icebox is plugged into. The second and third switch control, the second switch controls the CB radio. The third and fourth switch control the power to all the auxiliary lighting. You have 2 lights above here. They also have their own switches, so you can, if you leave the red switches on, the red switches are a master kill. If you leave them on, you can operate the lights independently. There's 2 map lights above the driver passenger. There's 2 more lights here. 1, 2. There's also 2 more lights right above your head when you're laying in bed. I added a little basket here that I store the remotes in. It's great for storing your cell phone also. There is no shore power wired into this van. What I've done is I run an extension cord right out the driver door and I plug it in at the campground. The TV is 110. I'm including a power inverter that you can run the TV off of the jack on the wall for 12 volts. Most of the time we just plug it in. They do make an adapter for the cooler to run off of 110. I don't have the adapter. All I have is the plug for cigarette lighter. The porta potty is a Camco. It's got a nice water tank. This is new. This was purchased 2 months ago. Purchased it from Amazon. It's for the wife when it's late at night and she doesn't want to have to go walk to the toilet at the campground to tinkle. She goes in there. That's all that's ever been in it. It's been cleaned out every time. The water tank is new. That's for fresh water only. We set that up on the picnic table at the campground. It has a nice spigot, and then there's a wash pan that we use below it for washing dishes, etc. It's never had any gray water in it. It's fresh water only. These are 15 bucks at Walmart, so if you don't trust mine, you can buy a new one. There is lots of ample storage under the bed. As you can see, we had a bunch of little white baskets in here. They're Sterilite baskets that we took back into the house. You can fit those 2 deep. And then the original conversion on the van, someone had made this cabinet. This is the only piece I kept from the original setup. It was kind of hokey what they had. But this cabinet here houses rags, coolant bottles, oil, etc. It's about 24 inches deep. I would say about 8 inches long, 12 inches high. So it's just part of the original setup, and I kept it for nostalgia reasons. It's not bolted in. Nothing is bolted in. Everything is fully removable. You can empty this van out in less than 5 minutes and use it for hauling or whatever. This platform here I custom made. It holds the ice chest in nicely. I did that to allow the storage for the water and the porta potty. There's a little extra space here that I put the power strip to plug the phones in and everything when we're running shore power at the campground. Everybody loves this van at the campgrounds. We get compliments all the time, and we've had offers where people tried to buy it from us when we're camping, and we really didn't want to be stranded in Oregon. This is a fantastic fan that we installed. Purchased this on Amazon. It has forward and reverse, so really nice. You open all the windows with their screens, and you turn this on, and it brings all the nice cool air through the windows and out through the roof. This is great when it's warm outside. And you can do it the other way, where it sucks the air in from the vent and pushes it out your windows. So it's like having a whole house fan in your van. And it's watertight. It's got a nice tinted lens, so you don't get the sun beating down on you. It's a great setup. It's new. It was installed, let me see, this is September 1st. It was installed in July. So we've only taken 3 trips with it, but it's been a blessing. I'll tell you, without having this, it wasn't as fun. It's definitely funner with it. Let me see here. I'm trying to not leave anything out. Standard Dodge doghouse. The cup holder bolted through the original assembly. This is all part of the original kit. The seats here, they're on swivels, but they don't swivel. I think the seats may have been changed out at one point from the originals, because if you try to rotate them around, the seat backs hit the sides. So anyway, the seat belts are also connected to the seats, so that makes it a little difficult to swivel as well. I'm thinking that this was redone at one point and they put new seats in somewhere down the line. Doesn't bother to us if we can swivel or not. It was a disappointment at first, but we've really never had the need for it. I have the bench seat that matches these seats too. It's stored currently in our shipping container. It's clean. The couple that we got it from, they use that for their bed. It folds down to a bed, so 2 little people fit on it nicely. I'm a big guy, and I need a big bed. And me and my wife appreciate comfort. Comfort is king. So actually right here in this situation, comfort is queen. So, but the original bench seat's available too. It bolts into the floor. It's not a quick release, so it takes 4 or 6 bolts, something like that. I have all the seat belts and everything for it too. There was no middle seat in here. In the floor, there was the option for a table. I don't have it, never had it, but there's the option here for a table. I think there's another hole underneath the seat, underneath the bed, to bring the table further back. So if you wanted a table, you could have a table. I don't see why. We designed this setup here for sleeping, relaxing, watching TV, etc. When we camp, we cook outside. Had no need to cook inside, no need to eat inside. Keep the messy food out of the van. The carpets, we shampooed them. There is some staining up front that we weren't able to get out. We did lift out a lot of it though, but it's not bad. So we used a really good heavy-duty extracting tool, and we really cleaned up these carpets a lot better than they were. So this right here is the shade that wraps around the windshield. Bought this from a truck stop. Truckers use it in their semi-trucks to completely conceal the cab so they can sleep. It hooks up to the hook there, and then on the visor there, and then on the visor here, I'm sorry if I'm going really fast. I don't want to make you seasick or motion sick. And then the last hook here. So it's got little hooks built in. They're nice and stretchy. and or they're nice and sturdy, and the band that they're on is stretchy. Here's what the hooks look like here. This was $35 at any truck stop. They're everywhere. So if it wears out, you can buy another one. The club we have on it for our neighborhood, I do plan on keeping that. I could probably part with it if you asked, but I was hoping to keep it for the next RV. Our neighborhood's not the greatest, and I really didn't want to see our beautiful van go down the road. So there's a whole huge folder of receipts from the previous owner of maintenance and stuff that they've done. I added the hitch. It's a really good Reese hitch. It can haul up to 5,000 pounds. It has a tongue weight of 500 pounds. Max gross trailer weight says that's 10,000 pounds. Anyway, I've never towed anything with this. I use it for the step. Makes it easy for climbing up to get the stuff off the top rack. This van has no ladder on it. I don't think the ladder would work for my big butt anyway. I use the step. I also have the basket you see in the photos that came from Harbor Freight Tools. I will include the basket with the sail. It's nice, lightweight aluminum. So this is the overhead area here. There is the fantastic, nice and sealed up properly, done right. We put a couple action packers up here sometimes. If you don't know what action packer is, it's a really heavy duty plastic bin. It's got locking handles, and then we clamp them to this with a ratchet strap. I was going to put solar panels up here. You could fit 2 panels beautifully. I bought a kit that I'm going to keep for our RV. I never got around to it. It's one of those things. I think this was a TV antenna or something. I don't know. But whatever it is, it doesn't do anything. Rather than cut it and risk a leak, I leave it. No big deal. When I was going to run my solar, I was going to remove it at that point and use that as my access point for my solar cable. The bumper has a small dent in it there, and it's missing a little rubber cover there. I've been waiting for pick and pull to get a good bumper in I could snag the rubber bumper off of. So far, no such luck. So I'm trying to cover all my bases here. The one key operates everything. I've ran across vehicles for sale where people have multiple locks, different keys. Power door locks on everything. This actually locks with power doors too. I like to lock it manually just to make sure it's locked. So, good and sturdy. The spare tire has a small spacer on it to bring it out a little from the body. It fits nice and snug against the spare tire mount here. This mount is not drilled into the body. It's onto the hinges here and here. Forgive me, it's actually drilled into the body down here. So, but it does well. This tire is not very heavy. It doesn't make a lot of racket going down the road. It does great. I'd rather have a spare than not have a spare. There is no option for underbody tire storage due to the fuel tank being in the rear. Tags are good until April of 2020. Title is clear, not a salvage. It's not a rebuilt, it's not a wreck, none of that. So there are some miscellaneous scratches and dings and stuff throughout. I covered that earlier. There's one there, I think that'll buff out. So, as you can hear, it purrs. I will try to take you for a drive real quick. This video is getting to be really, really long. I apologize for that, but I want to cover everything. Okay, purrs, nice. Paint on the hood. I don't know if that was just an issue with the paint or if somebody got mad at the previous owner. I don't know. But that's primer. So the hood will need to be reshot. The van needs to be reshot. A good Mako paint job or Miracle or I hate to say Earl Scheib, but any of those type of places will do this thing some real justice. For us, we didn't want to make it too pretty. where it might disappear in our driveway. So, shifter in drive here. It's got a nice tilt wheel that works. I'll take you on a drive. Turn the lights on. All right. I don't have a tachometer, so you can't see the, I didn't shut my door all the way. So you can't see the shifts, but you can hear the shifts. You can also hear how it drives. I'm in a residential neighborhood. I'm currently doing 25. It has shifted twice. I'll get out onto more of a main street and I'll see if I can get it up to close to highway speed. Both blinkers work, all the lights work, all the gauges work. Fuel gauge, when you're completely full, only reads 3/4. So right now, I've probably got a little more than half a tank in here. The nice thing about it is I usually fill up about right here, so I don't risk it. But that's just where I fill up, rule of thumb, on any vehicle. I don't like to let them get below 1/4. That's about as fast as I can get it up to on this road. 50 miles per hour. The fastest I've driven this van, I've had this question. I don't know why you'd want to be a speed racer in it and get to your destination at Mach 3 with your hair on fire. But the fastest I've been in this van is 75. We're in California. A lot of these highways you can do 70 plus what's posted. 65 in California, for some reason people think you're supposed to do 85. So without being a road hazard, I usually average 65. I don't like to do more than that. I don't really see the need to. I'm a truck driver, Class A truck driver, so I'm used to driving 55 to 58 miles per hour. So I'll find myself driving 55 to 58 miles per hour in my regular vehicle. I don't like to overheat a vehicle. This has never gotten hot on me. Going up on a grade and putting it under power, the temperature gauge went a little more than it is now. It's never gotten hot, even in the hottest days. And we're in Sacramento. I mean, it gets over 100 degrees here in the summertime. And this van stays nice and cool. AC works good. When it's under load, because it is vacuum powered for the vents, when it is under a climbing load and the AC is on, it'll go from your vent to the windshield. And then when you're not under a lot of power to where it's low vacuum, it goes back to normal. So that is one little quirk. I talked to a mechanic. He said you could always get a vacuum pump or a vacuum canister or what have you. But it's pretty normal on these older vehicles because everything is vacuum operated. You've got the one vent down here, you've got the 4 vents in the middle, and you've got the one over there. So if you're driving all by yourself, you can hog all 4 of these vents and just really freeze yourself out or cook yourself out in the winter. But if you want to be kind to your passengers, you give up 2 of them. I tend to give up 3 of them to my wife so she stays nice and cool in the summertime. I'm perfectly happy with just the 2 vents. You have a storage box here where the radio normally is on the van because the radio is overhead with this kit. You also have the glove box there. These cup holders are really nice. Caution if you're going to get a big 44-ounce soda from AM, PM, or 7-Eleven. It'll fly out of there if you make a hard turn coming out of a driveway. I was going to put a little ABS ring in there to help hold it in, but I never got around to it. So there is an ashtray here if you feel like storing your coins. I don't smoke. Nobody smokes in my family, so we don't use that for that. I usually keep the ashtray out and I put it in my glove box, and I had a bottle of hand sanitizer in here. It fits right in. The Dollar Tree hand sanitizer bottle fits right in there beautifully. Me and my wife, we thrift a lot, so and hit yard sales and stuff. And we love to do that when we're traveling. We go through Clear Lake and hit yard sales and you know, Goodwill's out of the area. And so it's always good to have hand sanitizer on hand because you have no idea where that stuff has been or who's touched it. There's a storage bag here. There's also one on the other side of the hump. I've got a big iPhone 6S Plus. This thing's huge. I fit my phone in there beautifully, so it doesn't go anywhere. And then you've got a charge cigarette lighter or what have you right there. It works perfectly. We use a double USB charger so my wife can charge her phone and I can charge mine at the same time. Radio right there. You can change the color of the radio, I believe. I haven't done it, but you can. I have a user's manual, owner's manual for the radio that I'll include with it. I have the box to the radio that I'll include with it. Like I said, I purchased it from O'Reilly. I probably even have the receipt somewhere. It's been in here about 3 or 4 months. So, set my e-brake. E-brake works great. And that's it. If you have any questions or you would like me to go over anything else with you, I've already long-winded this video. It's almost 30 minutes. So, I bid you adieu. If you're interested in the van, use my contact information on the ad to get a hold of me. Number is area code 916-800-7880. And the price for the van is $5,200. And right now we are not taking any offers below our asking price. We've had a lot of interest. And also we're not looking for any trades. No monster trucks, no island in Fiji, you know, no oceanfront property in Arizona. Cash is king. We're looking to get a small family RV, and we already have our eye on one. So no dealers, please. No, you know, if you're interested in buying this, contact us. If you're not, please don't waste our time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.